Dear students, in continuation of electrostatics, today we are going to deal with electric dipole. What do you mean by an electric dipole? Di means two. If two charges minus q and plus q, that means two charges of equal magnitude but opposite signs are separated by a certain distance, then that is called an electric dipole. Electric dipoles exist at molecular level, not on macroscopic level. That means I cannot take a stick and connect two charges, that is plus q and minus q, and I call it as electric dipole. It is not the case. We find electric dipoles in molecules. For example, you have H2O. So you have oxygen molecule, you have two hydrogen, you have oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms. So more negative charge moves toward the oxygen. So it is polarized. You have negative here, you have positive here. So this combination acts as an electric dipole, and this combination acts as an electric dipole. In the same way, you consider carbon monoxide. In the case of carbon monoxide, so oxygen is little bit negative and this is positive. That means toward the oxygen, electrons try to move. If you have more number of electrons, you have negative charge. So only in atomic scale we find electric dipoles, but whereas in magnetism we have magnetic dipoles everywhere. That means magnetic dipoles, south and north poles, they always coexist. You cannot have separate south pole and north pole, that we already discussed in the previous video. Now, the length of the dipole is always taken as 2a. Why 2a? The center, this is point O. So these two charges are equidistant from the center. That means I consider this as A and this as A. The total distance between these two charges is 2a. So this is the convention to take the length of the dipole as 2a. There is another physical quantity that we define in the case of an electric dipole, that is called electric dipole moment. So what do you mean by electric dipole moment? Dipole moment is indicated by letter P and it is a vector quantity. It is defined as P is equal to 2aq, where 2a is the length of the dipole and q is charge of the magnitude of the charge of the two charges. Its units are, so unit of charge is coulomb and the distance is meter, so its units are coulomb meter. So this is the unit. The direction, since it is a vector, the direction of dipole moment, the vector dipole moment is always taken from minus q to plus q. This is the convention that we have to adopt. Now, so we consider electric dipole and we try to find out the intensity of electric field due to a dipole. Intensity of electric field due to a dipole. In the case of a dipole, we define two types of axes. The axis passing through this axis is called axial line. Axial line is the imaginary line passing through the two charges as well as the center O of the electric dipole. This is one. The another axis is the perpendicular bisector of this axial line or the axis of the dipole. This line is called equatorial line. So equatorial line is perpendicular to the axial line and passing through the midpoint, that is the center of the electric dipole. So this is about two types of axis. We will find out intensity of electric field at an arbitrary point P on the axis of the electric dipole, and we also find the intensity of electric field at an arbitrary point P on the equatorial line. And whenever you consider a point P, you have to measure the distance from the center of the electric dipole. So distances are always measured from the center. So this is the distance. So these are the two important 4 marks questions we are going to derive. Now let us consider a point P which is at a distance of d from the center of the electric dipole. I want to find out the resultant electric field, that is the intensity of electric field at this point P due to both the charges plus q and minus q. We know the formula for E. E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by d square. We make use of this formula. Now, in order to find the intensity of electric field, we discussed in the previous lecture, we have to place a unit positive charge. You imagine that there is a unit positive charge. This unit positive charge is repelled by plus q charge. So, this is acting in this direction. And the same unit positive charge is attracted by this one. So, there are two forces acting on P. One is repelling force, the other one is attractive force. The repelling force, that is, let us say Fr, is greater than F attractive because here the distance is less, whereas negative charge is away from the point P. So the resultant electric field, the intensity of electric field at point P is equal to the difference of these two forces. That is, so Fr can be written as E plus minus of electric field intensity due to the negative charge. So what is E plus? E plus is the repelling force acting on positive charge. So I can write E plus as E plus is equal to, from this formula, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by distance square. Distance square is this distance I have to measure. The distance between P and plus Q. This distance is required. But I don't know this distance, whereas I am able to find out this distance from these two given distances. So how to find this distance? This can be obtained from subtracting A from this total distance. So I can write it as E plus is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by this distance is equal to d minus A whole square. Now, the intensity of electric field due to the negative charge of the electric dipole is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by this distance. This distance is equal to this plus this, that is A. So, I can write this as d plus A whole square. Now, I substitute these two in this. So, it becomes, I can take q by 4 pi epsilon naught common into 1 by d minus A whole square minus 1 by d plus A whole square. So, repelling force is greater than the attractive force. When two forces are acting on the same point, the result is taken as the difference of these two forces. That is the resultant intensity of electric field. So, I can simplify this as q by 4 pi epsilon naught. So, this becomes d plus A whole square minus d minus A whole square divided by, I can write it as d square minus A square whole to the power of 2. D plus A into d minus A is d square minus A square whole square. So if you expand this, you will get it as, this is q by 4 pi epsilon naught. So here you will get d square plus A square plus 2dA minus d square minus A square minus 2dA divided by d square minus A square whole square. So d square A squares they'll be cancelled. So here you will get plus, so you will get EP is equal to, you will get q by 4 pi epsilon naught, you will get 4dA by d square minus A square whole square. So I can make use of the formula P is equal to 2AQ. That is the definition of electric dipole moment. I can write this as 2 into 2AQ into D divided by 4 pi epsilon naught d square minus A square. So 2AQ is called P. So the intensity of electric field due to the dipole on the axial line at a point P is given by E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This can be written as 2p by d square minus a square whole square. This is the formula. As I told you, electric dipoles exist at a molecular level. So the distance between these two identical charges is very, very less when compared with the distance between the center of the dipole and the point P. That means D is always very much greater than A. So I can write D is very much greater than A. So in this case, A can be neglected. I can neglect A. In that case, for a short electric dipole, I will get E is equal to, substitute A is equal to 0 here. I will get E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p. So A square will become 0, D square whole to the power of, you have one more square, 2p, here you have D also. You will have 2pd by d to the power of 4. So you will get, for a short electric dipole, intensity of electric field on the axial line is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by dq. This is the formula. So this is the expression for the intensity of electric field. Intensity of electric field due to an electric dipole on the axial line. Now we will derive the expression for the intensity of electric field on the equatorial line. So this is the equatorial line passing through the center O, and these are the distances A and A. Let us say P is at a distance of D from center of the dipole. So when I place a unit positive charge, the plus Q repels positive charge. So the positive charge is repelled in this direction, and negative charge attracts the unit positive charge. So it is attracted towards this. So this is due to E plus Q, and this is due to E minus Q. So two forces are acting. Let us say the angle between this and this is theta. So when this is A and this is D, when A and this is D, this value will become, from Pythagoras theorem, d square plus a square, and this will also become d square plus a square. Now let us write the expressions. Since the distance of P from both the charges is same, the force acting on P due to these two charges is equal in magnitude. So E plus is equal to E minus, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So this is Q by distance square. Here you have to take this distance. These distances are same. So this distance is under root d square plus a square whole square. So what is the resultant? Resultant is in this direction. This is the E resultant. If this is E plus Q, or simply if you say E plus and E minus, so the angle will be same here. So the horizontal component you have to consider. So E resultant intensity of electric field at point P is equal to E plus cos theta plus E minus cos theta. Since E plus and E minus are same, I can write simply 2E plus cos theta. So substitute E plus or E minus value, you will get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2Q by under root d square plus a square. So this is the expression for the intensity of electric field at the point P into cos theta. How to find the value of cos theta? By making use of trigonometry, I can write cos theta is equal to adjacent side, that is A, by hypotenuse, that is under root a square plus d square. Substituting that, I will write E at P is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2q divided by under root d square plus a square. This is whole square, no? D square plus a square whole square into a by under root d square plus a square. So this square and square root gets cancelled. You will get EP is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2aq d square plus a square whole to the power of 3 by 2. Here the power is 1, here the power is 1 by 2. When you add 1 plus 1 by 2, you will get 3 by 2. So this is the expression. So I can write this as simply 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by d square plus a square whole to the power of 3 by 2. This is the expression. As I told you, for an electric dipole, the distance is that the length of the electric dipole is always very much less than the distance what we taken as, that is d. So in this case, a can be neglected. So I can write a is equal to 0. Then for a short electric dipole, the resultant electric field at point P is given by EP is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Instead of a put 0, you will get a P by d square whole to the power of 3 by 2. So 2 gets cancelled. The result will be EP is equal to, on the equatorial line, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by dq. This is the formula. Now we can draw some conclusions from these two, that is on the axial line and on the equatorial line. What are those two conclusions? It is clear that E axial is equal to 2 times of E equatorial. This is one. This is first conclusion. And the second conclusion is, what is the direction of E on the axis of the dielectric? The direction of E on the axis of electric dipole is always from minus q to plus q. This is the direction. This is the same direction of P also. So that is the reason why I can write E axial line is equal to, in the form of vector notation, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P 2P by dq. This is the formula. This is the formula in the case of axial line. Now what is the direction of resultant intensity of electric field? Here the direction is opposite to minus q to plus q. So this is opposite to the direction of P. P direction is in this direction and intensity of electric field is in this direction. So in the case of equatorial line, so the formula is, I can write in the vector notation 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus P, where I am taking P as a vector, by dq. So if you consider the directions, in the first case the direction of E is along the axial line, starting from negative to positive charges along the direction of negative to positive charges. In the case of equatorial line, it is opposite to minus q to plus q direction, that is the direction of the P. So these two are very, very important. Now let us discuss the couple or torque acting on an electric dipole placed in a uniform electric field. What do you mean by a uniform electric field? The electric field in which the magnitude and direction of E, that is intensity of electric field, is same at all the points, then that field is called uniform electric field. We already discussed in the previous lecture that in the case of uniform electric field, the field lines are parallel lines. So this is an electric field of intensity E. I am considering an electric field of intensity E, that is a uniform electric field, in which I am placing an electric dipole. Consider this as an electric dipole. So I am placing an electric dipole like this. So this is an electric dipole. So this is minus q and this is plus q, making an angle theta with the direction of intensity of electric field. So what happens there are two forces acting on the two charges. We know that the force acting on a charge Q when placed in electric field is given by F is equal to QE. Here how many charges are there? Two charges are there. One is plus Q, the other one is minus Q. So plus Q is attracted towards this direction. This is one force, and minus Q is attracted in this direction. This is F1 and this is F2. F1 and F2 are equal in magnitude. So F1 is equal to F2, that is equal to QE. And they are parallel. So this is one force. The direction of this force is like this, and this is in this direction. Actually speaking, they are anti-parallel. When two equal, opposite and parallel forces acting on an object, then it undergoes rotation. Why it undergoes rotation? Because of the pair of forces. This pair of forces is nothing but couple. So we say couple is acting on the electric dipole. As soon as I place this electric dipole, it tries to align, tries to rotate in the direction of electric field because of the torque acting. So this is pulled towards this direction and this is pushed towards this direction. Because of this, it is being rotated. Now what is the expression for couple or torque? So couple or torque is given by the force into perpendicular distance. So here perpendicular distance is the distance between these two parallel forces. Now what I do, I extend a line like this and here. So these are the two parallel lines, and this shortest distance between these two forces is taken as the perpendicular distance. Now if this is theta, even here also theta. And what is this? This is the length of the electric dipole. Electric dipole, the length is always taken as 2a, as I already told you. Now I want this perpendicular distance. What is this perpendicular distance? This perpendicular distance can be obtained by making use of sin theta. So sin theta is equal to opposite side. Opposite is this perpendicular distance, let us say x. So perpendicular distance x divided by hypotenuse is 2a. So I can write x is equal to 2a sin theta. Now I substitute in this equation for the torque. So torque tau is equal to F is QE into perpendicular distance x is equal to 2a sin theta. So I can rearrange, I can write it as 2aq in our notation of P, 2aq into E sin theta. So this is the expression for tau. So I can write tau is equal to 2aq is P into E sin theta. Here theta is the angle between the length of the dipole and the direction of capital E. I can write in vector notation. So vector tau is equal to as the cross product P cross E. So this is the expression for the couple acting on an electric dipole placed in a uniform electric field. Now, so what is the application of this we see in our daily life? You might have seen a microwave oven. As I told you, H2O, that is water molecule, is a dipole. Water molecule is a dipole. So when I place something in a microwave oven, so all these dipoles, they try to align in the direction of the external electric field applied by the electric oven. So all the food materials, they contain water. So only those food materials which contain water can only be heated in a microwave oven. So this water molecules, they try to align in the direction of electric field. So in that moment, they vibrate vigorously. So there are many water molecules. As soon as the microwave oven is switched on, so in a hurry, they will randomly rotate. So when they are being rotated, heat is produced. So heat is produced in a microwave oven when you have electric dipoles. That means indirectly when you have water. For example, if you take the example of an egg, you place an egg in the microwave oven. So only interior of the eggshell has got water content. So this gets heated up, not the shell, because shell has no water molecule. So as soon as you place 1 or 2 eggs in a microwave oven, in few seconds it will burst, because the interior of the egg, it gets heated up and it expands, but shell remains same, and shell remains cold. That is the reason it bursts. So you have to place only such materials which are having water content. So I can't heat a piece of metal in the microwave oven. Is it clear? So this is about the couple acting on an electric dipole placed in a uniform electric field making an angle theta. Here you have to remember two equal, opposite and parallel forces are acting on the electric dipole. So because of this a torque or couple acts, so it tries to rotate the dipole in the direction of the electric field. There is another topic in the fifth lesson, that is the potential energy of an electric dipole placed in the uniform electric field. Though it is there in the next chapter, we will discuss it here only. So as I told you, as soon as it is placed in the uniform electric field, the dipole tries to move in this direction. So it wants to move in this direction. So what I do, I apply some external force or external torque, such that I want to move this electric dipole in the anti-clockwise direction by an angle theta, let us say d theta. By an infinitesimally small angle, I am making it to rotate against to its wish. So whatever the work done against to the wish of the object is stored as potential energy. This you might have studied in your first year. Potential energy is nothing but the energy stored when some work is done against to the wish of the object. So it wants to move in this direction, but I am trying to rotate in the opposite direction. The work done by me, that is the external agent, is stored as potential energy. We indicate potential energy by U. So work done is written as the integral of tau d theta. Here tau is the external torque acting on it. We know the value of tau. So I am rotating it from the position theta 1 to another position theta 2. This is similar to in linear motion W is equal to F dot ds, where ds is the displacement. So in this case we take generally from position x1 to x2. Similar to this I am taking this. So what is tau? Tau is equal to, we derived tau is equal to Pe sin theta into d theta. So P is dipole moment and E is the intensity of electric field. These two are constants, so they can be taken out of the integration. So this is theta 1 to theta 2 sin theta d theta. The integration of sin is minus cos theta. So I will get it as minus Pe cos theta. The limits of the angles are theta 1 to theta 2. So in definite integration, you have to substitute the limits. So I can write this as minus Pe, that is upper limit is cos theta 2 minus the value of lower limit cos theta 1. So this can be written as Pe cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. So this is the work done by the external agent. So W is equal to Pe cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. I imagine that initially the electric dipole is at 90 degrees to E. That means, so initially it is like this. So this is the initial direction of the electric dipole, initial position of the electric dipole. So in this case, I have to substitute theta 1 is equal to 90 degrees. So from 90 degrees position, I am rotating it by some angle theta. So I substitute theta 1 90. What is the value of cos 90? Cos 90 is 0. Pe cos 90 minus cos theta. Cos 90 is 0. So I will get W is equal to minus Pe cos theta. This, the work done by the external agent, as I told you, is equal to the potential energy of the electric dipole. So the potential energy of the dipole, electric dipole, is given by U is equal to minus Pe cos theta. I can write the same in terms of vectors. So in vector notation, so u is a scalar quantity, I will get u is equal to minus p dot e. So this is the expression for the potential energy of an electric dipole placed in a uniform electric field. So these are the topics related to electric